Hey guys, how's everyone doing? John Anthony here again with Chair Shot Sports. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Driving to the Top Productions. Usually I do this show solo by myself, talking about the couple weeks in wrestling, but with so much stuff going on the next 4 to 6 weeks, we just got done with Battleground. We got Clash at the Castle coming up. AEW obviously has a big pay-per-view with Forbidden Door. And then after that, we have Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave. Not to get too much ahead of myself, let's talk about Battleground, also Clash to Cancel. But to do that, I'm going to bring in some friends of mine. I've been on their show, and I thought I'd return the favor, have them here with us. I got the folks from WrestleDads over on Twitter. Guys, how we doing? Awesome. So I want you to tell everyone that's not familiar with you guys, and obviously long time watchers of Chair Shot Sports, tell us a little bit about you guys.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, my name's Alex. I'm really into cars and Fast and Furious stuff.
Parker?
Hi, my name's Parker. I'm really into wrestling and pew-pews.
So pew-pews would be Bang Bang Gang if you're familiar with AEW. I'm Chip. I'm their father. I just kind of play quarterback while we do our weekly podcast show. We're named WrestleDads, so I mean, it kind of fits. I love wrestling, lifelong fan of wrestling. These two are now getting into wrestling, and we've been doing it just about a year now, and we've been hitting the ground running, and our momentum's going, and yeah, happy to be on. And let's have some fun. Let's talk NXT.
Absolutely, man. Awesome. So yeah, last night, Battleground, awesome PLE. I know you guys just recently watched it a little while ago. So some fresh reactions. Why don't we just go around the room? What was your favorite match of the night?
Parker?
My favorite match would be Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. I didn't really like that Lola Vice won. I mostly like Shayna Baszler better, but it reminded me of Bloodsport whenever we went to Philadelphia for WrestleMania weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alex, how about you?
Yeah, to piggyback off that did remind me of Bloodsport. And for the GCW Collective, that was my favorite card. So that was nice going down memory lane. Alex, what was your favorite match?
Whoop That Trick versus Ethan Page.
What was your favorite part of that match?
Whenever Trick jumped over the barricade and landed on him.
That was awesome. My particular favorite part of
cool.
that match, I loved the Razor's Edge by Ethan Page. I thought that was beautiful. Yep. Beautifully done. My favorite match, I have to give a shout out to the opening match. I love Sol Ruca. I think she's a star in the making. And Kalani Jordan getting the win, I think they got it right. She looked awesome. The match was awesome. It was some kind of predictable with their big spots, but I mean, you have a ladder match, you kind of have to be ready so no one gets hurt. So yes, that's the only negative thing I have to say about that. They picked the two that I would have went, so I went with something different. I love the ladies match. I thought it was awesome.
No, I agree. The ladder match is awesome, and I agree with the predictability, but also too, I feel like they were working with so much less space around that ring than I've ever seen in any PLE. It was so tight in to get as many people as they could into the Apex Center. It was wild, but they got it done, man. It was awesome. I personally too like the ladders match. That was great. What do you guys feel about how do you guys feel about the Roxanne Perez and the Jordan Grace match?
Go ahead, bud.
I don't really like Roxanne, but I love Jordan Grace. She's a powerhouse. I love her finisher, the Juggernaut driver.
The Juggernaut.
Yeah,
yep.
She's a beast. And then he's got a question for you.
Who do you think is bigger, Rhea Ripley or Jordan Grace?
Oh, that's tough, man. I mean, muscle built wise, I think it's Jordan Grace just because like she's smaller, just more compact. But Rhea, I think, yeah. But I think strength-wise, I think both girls, I'd love to see those two throw it down in a ring, man. I think there'd be some awesome spots with the two of them. She'd probably throw Rhea around. It'd be awesome. Not many people can do it, so it'd be good to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what WWE's future plans are with Jordan Grace. I mean, I want to say this was her third appearance, she had a match on, so it was her third match in NXT, right? or
Yeah,
second match
she
in
was at the
NXT.
Rumble and then debuted on NXT. So yeah, she's had 3 matches pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 matches total with 4 appearances. Like they're gonna start featuring her soon, and we're excited. I mean, he loves her, and I have to agree with her being on a shorter frame. She looks bigger, but I think like weight wise and all that, Rhea's got her covered. But I'd like to see them
Yeah.
throw down in the weight room, have like a bench press or squat off or something. Like I think that'd be impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on Roxy and Jordan Grace?
Honestly, I love that match. I like Roxanne better. I like her finisher, the Pop Rocks.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
You're about to start a war with WrestleDads here. We're gonna cut that down. I loved the match. I thought it was awesome. If people didn't know, that was like part of a storyline with TNA with that girl coming out, and that's why like Jordan like attacked her, and I thought it was great. Like I wanted Jordan to win, but I'll take the result. I just wish it would have been like she would have actually entered the ring and like got a disqualification or something. Like I wish
Right.
Jordan
Right.
Grace. Yeah, if I had to be perfect, I just wish Jordan Grace didn't take the pin there. But you got to push
It was so
over
wild to
Roxy.
see. Yeah, it was so wild when Dana Brooke or Ashley Elegance came out. I was like, okay, I just feel like there's so many people that have gone to TNA that if they do this crossover right and they do the right kind of like, there's so many people over there that could come over and come back to NXT. It would be awesome, so awesome to see that. So many good people over at TNA. I don't know if you guys watch TNA actively.
We're
I'm
starting
old.
to.
Yeah, I'm old, so I was watching them back when they were still $4.99 on Wednesdays to watch their pay-per-view. So like I've watched them forever. Like when AJ Styles was young AJ Styles before what he was now. But yeah, no, like Moose and Josh Alexander, Joe Hendry, they got so many great people over there, and their women's division is just as stacked as well as NXT. I think they could really do good things together. It'd be amazing to see.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that Steph DeLander. Like I know she's getting a run in TNA, so I like her.
Yep.
And then Speedball Mike Bailey, Leon Slater. Like those
Yep.
are just 2 younger names that are just getting started, and TNA has got.
And also too, it was funny too because you guys just watched Battleground. So in the back, at when Wes Lee got attacked, the first thing I tweeted out too, like within 3 minutes, is all I can imagine is the next week or two is the Rascals are going to come out, which is Wes Lee's old partner who unfortunately was let go from WWE. But I could see them coming to that aid and making that 6-man tag against Gallus. That would be amazing, amazing stuff.
I agree. I love the 6-man tag, and I think that would be a good one. You got 3 beasts, and then that would be a good one for sure.
All right, so awesome. So we talked about the women's match, talked a little about Roxy. What do you guys think about Oba Femi being keeping the North American Championship?
Go ahead, Alex.
Honestly, I honestly like him in championship because I don't think anyone can defeat him besides Omos and Braun Strowman because he is a powerhouse.
Yeah, I think they've been booking him very well, and I thought this match was
Yeah.
well done. Like it didn't make Coffee, and I'm blanking on the other name. Who was the other guy?
Wesley.
Oh, Wesley. Duh. How did I blank on Wesley? So Wesley, it didn't make. Yeah. So it didn't make Wesley or Joe Coffey look weak in any way, and boy did Obafemi look like a beast. So like I thought that was awesome booking, great match, and well-deserved victory by Oba.
Yeah. I really like Obafemi. He's a very, very strong person. Whenever he did that power bomb to Wesley, it looked like he hit the mat harder than he could punch.
No, I think those guys are probably sore after not Joe Coffey. Obafemi got across the ring and had just crushing them into the turnbuckles.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Like that can't feel good.
He's a big boy, man.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Like I know you did a little stint in wrestling yourself. Like you can contest to that. Like that doesn't feel good when that happens to you. Like it can't feel good.
You're definitely sore. I mean, you learn how to take it and you get trained. But I mean, nowadays, I feel this was, it's like 20 years ago when I was doing it. Now, I mean, I just feel like what you can do in a gym and athletically and just how they train and just, these guys are houses on with legs, man. It's nuts. I would not want to take some like if I had to get in the ring with someone like Gunther or like Uba Femi, nah, man, I'm out. Like I'm good. These guys would, woo. Like when they do like the slow-mos of Gunther when he hits and it's just how their chest and man, that's gotta hurt. Oh.
The one that always gets me is the Tsunami by Brunson Reed. Like,
Yep.
I don't know how the dude's like chests aren't like broken like when he lands on him like that. Sometimes it looks like he's landing on him full body weight, and it's like, damn, that looked real.
And like I said too, like you can learn how to take it and train, but that's still a massive amount of man. And to piggyback on that too, I don't understand how some of these ladies take annihilators from Nia Jax. Like that's even the last one she hit on to win the Queen of the Ring. That was all that weight up the second rope, man. Like you saw her body bounce. I'm like, that's a lot of weight, man. Like
that's a stunt right there. Yeah, I was actually watching. My girlfriend came over late, but she got to watch the main event of Stand and Deliver last night, and they showed. I don't know why they were showing like rehashing older stuff, like instead of like promoting newer stuff. The whole show. Did you catch on to that?
Sometimes I feel like they go back for some reason to talk about other stuff, and I'm like, we should be talking about like, Heat Wave is in like 3 weeks, like that kind of stuff. It's sometimes they like to rehash stuff. I don't know. It's
I don't want to talk negative about it.
No, of course not.
Yeah, but I mean, they showed that Nia Jax Annihilator or whatever it's called to Lyra Valkyria that you're just talking about. My girlfriend was like, "Oh my God, is that girl okay?" And I was like, "You see what I mean?" I was like, "Wrestling's not fake. That looked brutal."
And even normally too, like when they fall, they wrap up their chest, and she kind of supports a little bit, but off that second rope. There was no, like, it was just Valkyria. It was like bump. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That was a bump. She took one there.
If she did that to Tozawa would be a pancake.
Oh, dude, flat, dude, like a piece of paper. Done. Other than that, I mean, all the other matches are really good. We talked about Lola. We talked about you guys have like in the Lola Vice and the Shayna Baszler. I too thought Shayna Baszler was going to win that match. Lola Vice, but both being MMA fighters, and the match was really good. I was hoping, being the Apex Center, I know they take the ropes down, they do the whole thing I was hoping they bring the cage out or do something with a cage.
Yeah.
Being UFC fighters.
But they didn't.
Yeah. But you can see like, Shayna going around like she was in an actual octagon. So that would have been kind of cool, but you never know, maybe down the road. So I think the other match too, we talked a little bit about Trick and Ethan Page. That match was awesome. It's cool to see Ethan Page on WWE TV. It's taken him a long time to get there. I like his character. I think they fumbled him in AEW. He has a lot of good. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. I think eventually he probably will make a move up to the main roster. What are your guys' thoughts on Ethan Page?
I don't really like his heel character. If he had a face character, I would like him. I just don't like the heels because they ruin all the fun, just like Roman Reigns. Roman ruins all the fun because whenever people are chanting, "We want tables," say Jey Uso gets out of table, we're just like, "No, put the table back."
I love it. I thought good answer. I'm gonna piggyback off that one and just say ditto.
Nice.
Alex.
Boo!
So Ethan can be. I don't know if you guys have seen him in AEW. Like he was even in TNA for a little bit too. He's an okay face, but his heel work is just second to none. He really knows how to get under people's skin, and he's good at what he does. That's why you're so mad you don't like him.
Right. That's I like the guy, and then like our podcast that we done together, and I made it known on Twitter. I'm drawn towards heels. I know we're supposed to boo them and not like them, but my God, they make me smile. I don't know why. Like it's just
the only heel character I like is Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
That's a good one to like. He's probably
Dom is living the life, man. He's got mommy. He's got Liv. Woo! we'll talk about that too before we're done. We'll talk about looking at Raw tonight. But
yeah.
But yeah, no. So pretty much, I think the only one we'll just touch on it since we're going through the card. Was the Nathan Frazier Axiom match against the OC. I feel like ever since the AJ kind of left and kind of went on his own. Well, this past Friday they're back, I guess, together. Now that he's like uber heel against Cody. I guess that was a cool match. I had Axiom and Nathan Frazier winning. What did you guys think about the match?
I loved it. I'm a huge Nathan Frazier fan. Axiom's growing on me, but as a tag team, they're very good. Nathan Frazier, if it wasn't for his size, I think would already be in WWE, probably having a serious title run by now, because he's probably outside of like Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, he's one of the better wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like, he can do everything.
I agree.
It's just that size thing, and I get it. Like, I've gone to a lot of independent shows now, and a lot of wrestlers are smaller, but you got to look past that for wrestling. Like,
Speaking of the size thing, if the smaller the referee, the bigger the wrestlers are going to be.
I guess that's true.
Hiring all the refs like 5'3". The refs, though, like some of these dudes that come out, they're jacked like wrestlers. They're big guys that just kind of trained out at NXT, and I feel like they kind of don't hack it or make it.
Yeah. I like Braun Breaker. I think he's got a bright future, and they seem to be pushing him pretty hard. But NXT, they got a lot of young talent. I'm anxious to see what they do. Oh, you kind of froze out there. Are you there?
Don't know what just happened.
I don't know what to do.
You guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not know what happened. Computer literally just said locked and it went away. I was like, okay. All right, well, that's the beauty of recording and doing live stuff. So, okay.
Yeah, we hear you now. Your video kind of froze out. Now you're like buffering.
Am I back? Am I here?
I hear your voice. We don't see you anymore. But I mean, can you see us? Well,
I can see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. All right, I'll figure it out while we're talking. Yeah, let's just keep talking then. What we're talking about.
That's fine.
But yeah, I agree. Nathan Frazier, like even for a smaller guy, like he gets it done. Like I love him in the ring. Solo, he did a lot of good stuff at NXT UK. And obviously, when they merged the two, I'm glad they found a place for him with Axiom. Axiom, I agree. The first character he had, I was like, but now putting the mask on and everything, I think he's been doing a really good job with that.
Yep. Yeah, he's growing on me, and not to beat a dead horse, but Nathan Frazier's a future star. Like,
I agree.
And then I don't know, to talk about the OC a little bit, like, is it me or are they a little stale unless if they're part of like a trio or like a faction? Like, for some reason they don't work very well as a tag team, and I don't know. I like them, but the fans don't really seem to like them. So I don't. What are your thoughts on the OC?
That's exactly what I said on our radio show this week. I just feel like they're kind of, when they're not with AJ, I know obviously they came back to be with AJ because they're very tight knit. There's no direction for them. Like now, after they lost this title match, right, for tag team, they're kind of going to be back of the line. And then now they're appearing back on SmackDown because I feel like that's where they need to be with AJ because that's where they meet, makes sense. I just feel like there's really nothing for them, and it stinks because they are great in the ring. They're very talented. They're decorated.
Yeah,
but the gimmick is a little stale. It's just, we get it. It's just, and yeah, they can't really turn them face because they're with AJ. You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like they're very much in a limbo right now. Don't really know what they're going to be doing with them. Yeah. Hopefully, they don't get released, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's sad to see because they're both great talent. It's just for some reason with the booking, like it's not going over. I think it's run its course and they need to do something different.
I agree. Awesome. So that pretty much covers Battleground. I think it was a great PLE. I'm excited for Heat Wave. The things coming out about Heat Wave right now are that Julia is going to make her debut there, one of the newer signings for NXT. So that's going to be cool to see. But this upcoming Saturday, we have Clash the Castle over at
Glasgow, Scotland.
thank you. And one of the matches right now was, I mean, they just announced it is Jade and Bianca versus Baszler and Stark taking on the Unholy Union. What do you guys think about the triple threat tag match for the women's title?
I think it's great. I mean, they're obviously booking it to where Bianca and Jade look unstoppable. And I love it. I mean, they should be unstoppable. They're two of the biggest, most powerful women in the division. Like, they should beat everybody. So I like seeing that they're making them work for it, though. Like, every match seems to be a triple threat or some sort of stipulation. I like it.
Yeah.
Jade and Bianca are going to be tag team champs for a while because they are undefeated.
Come on.
No, I agree. They're definitely a powerhouse team. I would love to see those two versus Jordan Grace and Rhea Ripley in a tag match. Put those four in a ring. Dude, they would be throwing each other all over the ring. That would be an awesome tag team match.
Yeah, I agree. Let's book that now.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
What about you, Alex?
I like Jade and Bianca, but I like Shayna and Zoe Stark better.
Jade and Bianca are 100 times better. It's just they're undefeated.
I think they're going to be. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, watching Zoe Stark, where she's come from in NXT all the way up, becoming now she's with Shayna. I think she's become awesome in the ring, better on the mic. They had a great run when it was the Trish Stratus angle going with her. Really gave her some good work in the ring, working with a veteran. So I think Zoe's going to be a really big star in the next 6 to 8 months, and definitely see her maybe pulling something out the Royal Rumble in 2025. So that'd be cool to see with that. And then obviously Sami Zayn taking on Chad Gable. This match is going to be awesome. There's so many probabilities of what could happen and possibilities. What do you guys see winning that match?
I'd probably say Chad Gable by cheating because he's probably just gonna tell Otis whenever like the ref's not looking, he's just gonna go clothesline him and put him down for good. He forces them around, and I just want Otis to punch Gable in the face just for once.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
If Otis won't do it, I'll do it for him whenever I get in the WWE.
If they're not retired.
So who do you think is going to win, Sammy or Gable?
Sammy.
I'm with Alex on this one. I think Sammy's going to win. I love the angle that they're doing with Gable, but I think Sammy should win. And
I'm actually going to change my mind.
I would have picked Gable if he was still a face and still did the shoosh, please. Thank you.
They have booked him really well. To see him go from such a big face to now such an over heel has been awesome. I think Sammy is going to win. But I do think you're going to see the Otis turn like you guys were talking about. That's finally going to happen. But I think the next time he gets a shot at the gold, I think you're going to see the Creed brothers probably align themselves with Gable and kind of do a newer version of the team angle when it was Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas with Kurt Angle. So I think you might see that happen too. So that's going to be exciting now, especially that he re-signed with the company. I think he's going to be a really, really solid push moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. And the fact he just re-signed, right? Like what, yesterday?
From what I just posted up, when I just heard about 3 hours ago, he's not going anywhere. They had to throw pretty much a bunch of money at him with AEW sniffing around, and he kind of had the upper hand. But with everything going on, having a title match, that they're going to keep him around. And if I was him, I wouldn't leave anyway because you're getting booked the right way. You're getting the craziest push you've ever gotten with the company, and I think they have a really good plan for him for the next 6 to 8 months. So it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's one of the better wrestlers all around that they have. It's just the same knock on Frazier. It's like if you were just a couple inches taller, buddy,
Yep.
like we would have like that's
Instead
it.
of being here, you got to be up here. We could just push you for the main. But I think like as big as he is and as strong as he is, like I definitely could see them still getting booked for the world heavyweight championship, or if he goes over to SmackDown, over there for the undisputed. But
Yeah.
he's got a
I like
bright
it.
future.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
hoping
it.
that Clash at the Castle. I'm hoping that Brock Lesnar comes back because I'm a big fan of Brock. He's a powerhouse in the ring.
To see Brock come back now with some of the talent that's there would be interesting to see what would happen. Definitely.
Yeah, I would love it. I think he's gonna come back for SummerSlam, but
And he
I think Mommy's gonna come back at SummerSlam, and Brock is gonna come back at like probably during the Sammy match and beat up Gable.
That'd be
I
interesting to see.
don't think that's gonna happen, but I think at the main event, I think there's gonna be a surprise because I know Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre had a rivalry, and it's just gonna be a surprise. Brock's gonna come out, he's gonna help Damian, and then Damian's gonna retain, and then he might have a match against maybe Ray at WrestleMania 41.
okay.
Makes a
Nice,
lot of
yeah.
sense. Drew did take the belt from Brock, so way back in the day during the pandemic. So yeah, you're not wrong. He definitely has some bad blood there. So that could
I like it.
definitely be something that happens.
I like it.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead. I just to piggyback off that a little bit, the Drew McIntyre thing, always whining and going full heel. Like I think this is his best character yet, and I think if Brock Lesnar comes back and screws him over, like oh man, that'll just be great television for like the next couple weeks leading up to
Oh.
SummerSlam or whatever the next PLE would be.
If Brock comes back, I'm going to go nuts. I bet you
If it's not going to be Brock Lesnar, I think with Drew McIntyre, I think somehow, some way, CM Punk gets involved in that match.
Yep.
But just to add over to the crying and the complaining, and I agree, it's some of Drew's best work, and I'm so glad. Like obviously, WWE's doing a good job of not talking about their contract extensions and kind of keeping it close to the chest. So when no one knew if Drew was going to resign, he had all these title matches and all this stuff going on. Like WWE would be stupid to let him walk away. Like you have to keep him. He's so hot right now, man. And the stuff he does online too now, just trolling people on Twitter and just Instagram is awesome.
It's so good. I love it. Like I love the heels and the fact that he's full heel. Like it's so good. Something's going to happen. Like spoiler alert, but like yeah, Drew McIntyre I don't think is going to win at Clash at the Castle.
Same.
But if he does, Brock might come out.
I gotcha.
Just saying.
All right, let's continue.
Awesome. So with titles being talked about, obviously talking about big heels, AJ Styles did a fake retirement speech the other day on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Did the Styles Clash off the steel chair to steel steps. I apologize to Cody Rhodes. Who you guys got coming away in that I Quit match? Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles.
I'll let the boys go first.
I'd like to see that match.
Well, who do you think's gonna win?
That's a very hard choice because I like both, but Cody is better. I think if they do have that match, Cody is ultimately going to win.
Alex?
The phenomenal one.
Nice.
You're
the
the tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
Go against each other. I don't know if that's just a brother thing or whatever, but they tend to go against each other. I think it's a lot like their first match. This is kind of inevitable, but
This week,
it has to get done. It's very predictable for me, so I think Cody's going to win.
This week, me, you in a wrestling match. If you want to go against me and you in a wrestling match tomorrow.
We'll do it. We'll go live on Twitch with that one.
All right, let's bring it.
All right.
I like it. And then we have the Bayley and Piper Niven match. This is awesome. It's nice to see Piper finally getting a match in a title, in a title opportunity. She does a lot of comic relief with Chelsea Green. And I love what they do, but Piper's been putting on a lot of work, and she has for a while, even when she was over on Raw. So with that being said, who do you guys see walking away with the WWE Women's Championship over on SmackDown?
I'm ultimately going with Bailey.
I'm gonna have to say Piper.
Go with Piper and Bailey. We got another split. I'm hoping they do it and make the crowd happy and let Piper win, but I have a feeling Scotland is not going to be very happy with the results after this card.
I really feel like no one from there is going to. I was looking at that. No one's going to win. I was like, oof, it's going to be tough. Not one person can get over.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but if I had to predict, I think Bailey wins. I think Damian Priest wins. Like, I don't know if the title's going to change hands. Like, just being honest.
Yeah, well, Sonya Deville, she's back. Well, I bet you she's going to beat Chelsea. Like, she's just going to beat her up because she got a new teammate. She was just like, oh, you're my partner now.
I am anxious to see what they're doing with Sonya. You bring up a good point. I loved Sonya. She finally got the most momentum that she's ever had, won the tag team titles, and then blew her knee out. And it's like, oh, like you guys were so good. Like her and Chelsea had so much momentum. And then bam, she blows her knee, and it's like, damn. But I'm glad she's back. I'm anxious to see. I don't know if she's going to attack Chelsea or not. I'm hoping they rekindle after this Clash at the Castle and take another run in tag team, because I thought Sonya brought out the best in Chelsea, and Sonya was on fire before she got hurt. So I'm anxious to see her on another run.
No, I agree. She was doing some of her best heel work was when she was with Chelsea. So it always stinks to see that when they win a title and they go down. It's like, man, like worst timing ever. Like, it'll be interesting to see who she's involved with, because she's also, since she's been back, has been talking to Zoe and Shayna as well. So it'll be interesting to see if she's involved in the triple threat match as well. That's probably the only match, if you want to have like a wild prediction or a wild take, would be somehow how the Unholy Union win, because they're out there. Again, I do not see them taking the belts off of Jade and Bianca. But if that was the one you're going to do it on, you know what I mean? Like have everything just against them to have them lose. And obviously they probably win it back in a month or two or something like that. But yeah, that's the only place I could see something happening like that. But I don't think any titles are really going to change hands overseas this upcoming weekend.
No.
So with that being said, we got Raw going on tonight. Exciting. Personally, the one thing I'm very excited for, aside from all the other storylines, is what is going to happen with one of the QR codes that pop onto the screen this week. How do you guys feel? How do you guys like this whole Uncle Howdy QR code, all this stuff going on with the new Wyatt group set to debut in a couple weeks?
That's what I've been talking about a lot. I think it's gonna come pretty soon. Maybe even at SummerSlam, where they have all the puppets and like they reunite the Wyatt family with Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas, and Dexter Lumis. Because Dexter, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he fell off. He was good, and he came back from NXT and doing stuff with the Way and Johnny Gargano, and then poof, kind of disappeared. Nothing for him.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Parker's right on this one, and he'll be part of the new Wyatt family. I mean, the QR codes are so creepy. It's so good timing. Like, it's so good. Like, it's so good television, and I can't wait. Like, apparently, once they're all done and you put them together one by one, it tells a beautiful story.
How about you, Alex? Anything?
But if I see a QR code on Raw, I'll let you know, and then we'll rewind it.
I gotcha. What about you? What do you think of Bray Wyatt?
I love the Bray Wyatt family, R.I.P. Bray, but it's honestly kind of creepy for the QR codes, because you don't know what the videos are gonna say or do.
But guess what? Bray Wyatt, he actually scared me whenever I was younger. So if Bray Wyatt comes out, I'm just like, nope, get me out of this room. I'm not watching this. But I love Bray Wyatt. I miss him so bad. Rest in peace, my man. But I'm excited for the Bray Wyatt family.
Yeah, I think it's great. And just to say, we're from Pittsburgh. The guy who used to make Bray Wyatt's mask is from Pittsburgh. So
Yep.
we got close ties to this, and I can't wait. Like, I'm hoping it's SummerSlam because we have tickets and we'll be in Cleveland live for it. So that'd be awesome. Probably be the coolest thing of the summer. But whenever it comes, it's going to be awesome.
So I think they the second to last QR code 2 weeks ago, I think the way it all lines up, June 17th, which is this upcoming next Monday, is actually the date when you spell out the first letters of the one of the last entries in the diary that he has. It's June, and then the Roman numerals for 17. So I don't think you guys might have to wait till SummerSlam. You might see a match with them at SummerSlam, but I think they might be debuting as soon as next week or something. Somebody, whether it be Uncle Howdy or some physical form, will be at Raw next week. So it's very, very exciting. And every week, just obviously trying to capture things and stuff like that with the QR codes. I like it.
If it's just a tease, I'm gonna be mad. If they just play a creepy video,
it's not a tease, but I promise you.
Because if they just play a creepy video,
this is a build up.
I'm gonna be like, so you're telling me I have to wait a while just for the Bray Wyatt faction to come back? If it doesn't happen before Money in the Bank, I'm going to be upset.
It's going to happen, I promise.
Yeah, it should be happening sooner than later.
Yeah, you just heard him. Go ahead.
It's going to be exciting. I'm pumped. So another storyline too, obviously, aside from Uncle Howdy, is one of the biggest ones going on right now with the Judgment Day and the revenge tour with Liv Morgan. And then Liv obviously planted a kiss on Dom Mysterio. Mommy can't be happy. A lot of people aren't happy about it. How do you guys feel about how the storyline's playing out? What do you think's going to happen at the end of the day? Like, what's Dom going to have to do here once Mommy comes back?
Good.
Honestly, I think with Rhea seeing that, I think she's like kind of upset and like
just kind of
like when she comes back, she might like want to have a match with her.
But it's pretty normal because I figured out that Dominic Mysterio is married to Liv Morgan. So it's pretty normal, but just the character, I know Rhea's probably mad and she's going to come back at SummerSlam, which that's in 4 months. And how long is her injury going to be for? 4 months. So if Liv's at SummerSlam, Rhea's going to.
There you go.
I like it.
I love it.
Good breakdown.
Yeah. These are the stars, my man. I
was gonna say nothing more I can even say after that. That's the way. That's a great breakdown.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer. We're done here. You can go
on. Honestly, I think out of the end of the day, there's so many conspiracy theories coming out too. A lot of people are saying that, again, the great thing that they've done aside from Uncle Howdy, if you watch Raw, it kind of stinks to just be watching for this and not watching what's actually in front of you. But when they do these things where like the camera does an interview or they show them walking in like during the day, or they're doing it, there's so much going on in the back. Like I talked about the Chad Gable thing. He's been caught 3 times now talking to the Creed brothers while he's having these problems with the Academy. And they did show Finn Balor getting out of an SUV after Liv Morgan before their match at King and Queen of the Ring. So I don't know, man. Finn could really be involved in this somehow. It could be wild. Maybe at the end of the day, he's the one who goes with Liv or something. You never know. I think there's a lot of cool different ways that this could end up. But I can tell you, I think by SummerSlam, by the end of this summer, I think we've pretty much seen the end of the Judgment Day.
Now, that being said, do you think this is going to resurrect the Demon?
I would love for him to bring back that character a couple times. I mean, I don't know how much longer Finn has, but oh man, when he does take it to another level, does a lot of other cool stuff when he's in that form. And just not for nothing, man. The paint, the presentation coming out through the smoke. It's just so cool to see that entrance. I love it. I really, really hope he brings that back because I love when it was the Dean. I know it's very, very rare. And obviously, yeah, it's a showcase whenever it happens. So I hope he brings it back once or twice. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe him and Priest, if they break up him and Priest, like, he stabs him in the back, they go at it for the world title. That would be because obviously Finn never lost the belt that he won back in the day, the defunct Universal title. He had to give it up because of injury. So it'd be nice to see Finn get his hands on some world title gold.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's awesome. You said it best. I don't know how many more years he's got left. I mean, AJ Styles is on his way out. It seems Finn is close to there, and with this new roster shakeup, it just seems like some tag teams are going to go to solo, and I'm anxious to see in the next couple of months what the roster looks like.
Just saying, I bet you Jeff Hardy paints his body for the Demon.
Jeff Hardy is a good artist. I'll give him that.
A very good artist, just like me.
I agree. So I'll do two more questions. So we'll talk about that. You talked a little bit about the roster shakeup and people kind of making their way up. How do you guys feel about the new bloodline that Solo's running now while Roman's kind of still licking his wounds from taking the L from Cody Rhodes?
Alex, go ahead.
I honestly kind of like it, but at the same time, I kind of don't. I liked it, like, whenever it was the three brothers, Solo, Jimmy, and Jay, but now it's Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tama Tonga's brother.
I hate the bloodline, but with this Roman Reigns thing, he might come back as a face. But if the bloodline was on my list, they're going all the way down through the thousands because I don't like the bloodline.
Now, I love it. I just wish they didn't book Solo so weak after that win he had against John Cena. And now all of a sudden he's the leader of the bloodline after a losing streak. And as a fan, I'm not buying it, but I like it because I know Roman's going to come back as a face, like Parker just said. And that's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Right now, I'm not really buying it, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting with anticipation for Roman to come back.
And I think if Roman comes back, he's probably going to beat The Rock. Because The Rock is a heel, and I know Roman might come back as a face. It's a small chance, but it has to happen. And I'd love to see them both fight in the ring. Cousin versus cousin.
Honestly, all of that checks all the boxes of what I think is going to happen. I think looking long term, like big 10,000 view, I think we're going toward Roman coming back, being a face, and then it's gonna you're looking toward War Games around that time of year. Yep. So probably like the Civil War, like they tried to do a little bit when it was like the Usos and stuff. I think Roman aligns himself back with the Uso brothers. And he's going to need someone else to give him a hand. I think you're going to see Cody and Roman join up to take on The Rock and the Bloodline 2.0. And that's probably going to go toward the Cody Rock rivalry that they're talking about happening at the beginning of early next year. So they're going to have Paul Heyman was not lying when he said they're in the fourth inning. Like, I think you might see some finale to all this, maybe next year's WrestleMania. But the fact that this storyline has gone on for like 4.5, 5 years is nuts. But they're doing it well, and Paul definitely has a big to do in that. So it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be good television once Roman comes back.
Yeah, we can't wait. We're all Roman fans, so we're waiting for him to come back.
Not me. I don't like Roman, but if he's going to come back as a face, I will like Roman.
I love it.
He catches me off guard all the time, man.
Right?
All the time.
So the last one we'll talk about is one of the coolest guys that I think's come to NXT, to WWE, and it's had a heck of a career. And it's good to see kind of like where he's risen to with the crowd and organically. What do you guys think's going to happen moving forward in the next like 6 to 8 months with the megastar with LA Knight? Whether it's going to be with Logan Paul, if he goes after a championship, I feel like he got stunted a little bit with the Rock Cody stuff. Kind of got put down a little bit. I'm a huge LA Knight fan. What do you guys think's in the cards for LA Knight in the future?
I mean, I'll just lead off with this one with saying that we made a prediction back before Crown Jewel saying that he was going to lose to Roman and then ultimately beat Logan Paul for the U.S. title. And I think that might come true at this year's SummerSlam. Maybe not that soon, but I think that is going to come true at some point. And it just kind of seems like that's the angle that they're going. I don't know if he's ready quite for a world title, but he's definitely ready for a title. And I think they're just keeping this title on Logan so we are so much happier when LA Knight wins. So it just goes off better. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm just reiterating the fact that we made a prediction back in September, and it's like that close from coming true. So, but Parker, how do you feel about LA Knight?
He's a very, very funny guy. I love whenever he screams. Yeah, the whole crowd just screams it with him. But I think what's gonna come, he's probably gonna win the World Tag Team title with a mystery opponent, which I think it's gonna be the Miz. But if their team breaks up with R-Truth, that's what I think's gonna happen. They're gonna team up and they're gonna fight the future world champions, which I think are gonna be maybe AOP, because they're doing great.
Don't look at me, look at the camera.
Because they're doing great. AOP's doing great. I think they deserve a title. I think they deserve titles because I like their team, but it's just they need to do more moves instead of just a couple power slams and then just end the match in under 5 minutes. So I think LA Knight and The Miz are going to end up teaming against AOP.
I like it. Not a bad prediction.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, LA Knight's huge. I mean, I got to meet him in person here in Pittsburgh. He was doing like a meet and greet with Slim Jim through Giant Eagle, and it just so happened to be my local Giant Eagle, so I jumped on that board. I know you've probably seen that on Twitter. That was awesome meeting him.
That was awesome.
Great. Yeah,
Wicked Jones.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, you got a picture with the Slim Jim car, and you actually got caught on TV.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were filming live, like, and made a like legit Giant Eagle like Slim Jim commercial because he was like across the street at the get go.
Oh, nice.
He bought a whole lot.
I was like smack dab center in the middle of that 40-second video like commercial, if you will. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Just waiting there in line. I was just dressed like them, and they wanted me on camera, so it worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like it. Awesome. So before we wrap up, we part ways. So real quick, just throw it at you guys. We'll just go down. We can start with Alex, or we can start over with Parker. Give me your quick men's and women's Money in the Bank winners in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's a very hard choice. But I think it's gonna be for the men's. That's a very, very hard choice, but I think it might be LA Knight, and the women's would probably be what's her name? Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace. Okay.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that. Alex, who do you think's going to win the men's Money in the Bank?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
And then Mommy.
Rhea, she's out for 4 months, and I think the Money in the Bank is in a couple of weeks. So, yeah. So you're gonna have to pick just.
So we got Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to pick somebody else.
Dang it. Bailey.
Going with Bailey as a
Not bad.
champion. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I think I got to go with my favorite on this one in the female division. I think it's time. I think she's been getting booked well, and it's Tiffy time. I think she's going to be this year's women's Money in the Bank, and I'm going to go with, we talked about him earlier with the tsunami. I have a feeling Brunson Reed is somehow going to get his big body up that ladder and win the Money in the Bank.
I think there's going to be just one surprise at Money in the Bank. I don't know who's going to come out or what's going to happen, but the Bray Wyatt family's coming very, very soon.
But the way that they've been booking, my honorable mention, and it's probably not going to be true, is Braun Breaker.
Yeah, going wild on Raw, not getting booked in for the King of the Ring, and really just running roughshod. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a wild spot tonight. I know we didn't talk about it, but obviously talking about people re-signing. Unfortunately, Ricochet tonight is his last night on WWE programming. The contract goes up Wednesday, so they're saying like they're going to do some weird Braun Breaker stuff where he like annihilates him in the ring or something. But I'm a huge Ricochet fan. I mean, I think they could have done a little more with him, and it's going to be good to see where he ends up, whether it's TNA, AEW, or it's in Japan. But Ricochet was always really, really good. Had a great IC title run. But yeah, but I think Braun Breaker too. I think he's definitely going to be a top pick and a contender for the Money in the Bank. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm rooting for Brunson Reed, but I ultimately think it's going to be the two young ones, Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton. I think they're both ready for it, and why not?
But who's going to be the new Ricochet? Because he's, I'd say probably Dragon Lee because he's a high flyer.
I mean, they got a couple.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they got a couple of young ones coming up. I mean, I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with Carmelo Hayes. There's who's the other one that I'm blanking on that bounces around that ring?
Tyler Bate.
Is it Tyler Bate?
Tyler Bate, yeah. Little strong boy, absolutely. He's like, I can see.
Yeah, I can see someone like that maybe. Like,
yeah.
It does suck that Ricochet's done with WWE. I thought he was poised to have a great run, and he was saying that this is his year 2024, and I guess he was meaning like I'm leaving WWE, and nobody saw that coming. I mean, they made him the Speed Champion, all this stuff, and now all of a sudden bye Ricochet, and it's just like
Ricochet has to have a special match.
he's like one of the best physically gifted talent that they have. I don't understand why they're letting him go.
I think it might be one of those. It might be one of those things where he wants to bet on himself. I don't think this is goodbye. I think this is just like see you later. I'll come back in after I kind of not prove himself because I know Triple H is big on him. I know that he's very well liked. It's just really who knows why this is going on. Maybe it is a money grab. I don't know. I just really hope that Samantha Irving doesn't leave WWE Raw or WWE in general. I think she's an amazing announcer. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there too. So, but yeah, hopefully it's not, like I said, it's not goodbye. It's go and does his thing for a little while. He's still kind of young. Go a couple of years over, like I said, if it's in AEW. I know AEW's been talking a lot about him. Ospreay, Swerve. A lot of these guys are calling him out. One of them over at AEW. So I think he can do some cool things over there as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future.
Just saying they have to do a special match for Ricochet's last match.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to, but I think he's going to get destroyed by your favorite. And I'm going to laugh the entire time while it's happening.
You think Braun Strowman's going to destroy Ricochet?
Yes.
Something's going to happen. You know what? And hearing that too, that's some like Vince stuff that happened back in the day. If you didn't resign or play ball, like you got crushed. I really hope they don't do that to him, man. Like, let him go. Everyone knows. Let him go on. Let him give a speech or something. I don't know. Don't crush him.
I'm hoping they go that route, my man, but I don't think they are. Like I'm hoping we're wrong, but I've been watching wrestling for a while, and
Yep,
it seems
same.
like nothing has really changed. So it's like I don't see why this would change. Like, I mean,
He'll
for
get
him to go away, they have to give him a reason to go away. Like they don't
for a
usually
long
let people
time.
just walk.
Just go away.
He'll get four sentences into a retirement speech and then get just massacred by Braun Breaker. It's just,
Yep.
oh man. But yeah, guys, awesome. Thank you so much, man. This is awesome. Love talking
Yeah.
pay-per-views, you guys. For those of you that don't, for those people that are watching this don't know, where can we find you guys on social media?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can get our podcast at spotify.wrestledads.com. You can get our custom-made t-shirts you've been seeing behind us this whole episode at shop.wrestledads.com. You can get our YouTube channel at tv.wrestledads.com. And like you, we are WWE Shop affiliated. So www.wrestledads.com. You'll get our shop link. And all of that in one can be found at WrestleDads.com, which is our link tree. Boys got their TikTok, so I always let them plug their stuff. So go ahead, Alex, really quickly.
Find me on TikTok at the Boys 890 and on YouTube at the Boys 890 Gaming.
Parker?
You can find me at Parker from WrestleDads, no spaces, and please punch that subscribe button.
Yeah, and that's all we got.
Awesome, guys. As always, like I tell everybody every episode, you can find Chairshot Sports and myself. You can find us on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook, all at Chairshot Sports. And then every Saturday, you can find us at 6 o'clock on Block 105 and also on SoCal Radio. And definitely give our YouTube channel a like and subscribe at Chairshot Sports as well. But yeah, guys, absolutely. We're going to have to do this again in a couple weeks, talk maybe a little Money in Bank predictions once we get a card and some qualifiers. And yeah, maybe we can get you guys over on have you co-host on our radio show as well in a couple weeks. We can talk about that as well. So I'd love to have you guys. Always a good time when we chat. I love it.
Yeah, right on. After the recording or whatever, can I talk to you for like a second?
Yeah, of course, guys. All right, we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Yep.